Inspire podcast. This is episode 898. I'm Kristin Omdahl and we're here live in Southwest Florida at the beach. This is the magnificent Gulf of Mexico behind me. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you're crafting. Let me know if you have questions. Hi Judy and Rinny and Petra. Good morning. Hi Doris. Been trying to do photos this morning. Hi Naomi, Grace, Rita, Joe, Sabrina, Anna, Nancy, Lily, good morning. Hi Lisa. I can't even tell you how many people got in my photos this morning. It's not even busy down here. Hi Sharon, Teresa, Nora Sue, Dawn, Diamond Girl, good morning. Hi Linda and Carrie and Lucy. Good morning everyone. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 898. Hi Gail and Carrie, Kat. Good morning. I'm Kristin Omdahl and we're here live in Southwest Florida. Episode 898, Gulf of Mexico behind me. Hope you are enjoying the scenery and the sound of the waves. Hi Donna and Picolot, Leona, Suzanne. Good morning. So happy to see so many people here. Some familiar faces, some not so familiar. If you're new, welcome. So happy you could be here. Hi Barb and Karen. And you know, if you don't feel comfortable saying hello, that's okay too. You're more than welcome to be here. So happy for anybody who cares to join me. And I know it takes a little bravery to say hello in the live chat for the first time. So if you're not ready, that's okay too. And anybody that says hello in the fixed comments when this is no longer recording, welcome to all of you too. So happy that, most people don't watch live. Most people that end up watching the podcast end up watching the recorded version. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone. Hi Judy, good morning. Hi Christine and Jackie. Hello Janet from Texas and Roxanne, Kiranjit, Sabrina, Lisa, good morning. Welcome everybody. So glad you could be here. How beautiful is the beach behind me, right? It's different every day. For those of you that join regularly, you will recognize that we never know what the beach is going to do every day. Mother Nature is full of surprises, and that's one of the fun aspects of doing something regularly, because you never know what you're going to get. We live in a world where we don't have too much anticipation. We kind of know what's going on at all times. Good, bad, and ugly, that getting surprises can be just wonderful sometimes. Hi Lynn and Mariana and Jane, good morning. Thanks for joining me everybody. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to spend time with me. I know you have lots and lots of choices. Hi Donna. All right, so I did finish the scarf yesterday. I finished the headscarf. It's going to be called the Catalina headscarf, and it will be a pattern on my website later today, and it will have a video tutorial very soon. Hi Hills, good morning. And I came down before the podcast this morning to do a quick photo shoot for it. Hi Suzanne, good morning. So many people joining this morning. Lovely to see all of you. And for those of you who have been keeping a watchful eye on my update on the Airy knit hat, I did find it and I am working on it. I think I have about, maybe an inch to go in the brim, and then I will be binding off and writing up the pattern. Well, I have the pattern notes written, but this will be a pattern on my website very soon. It will be a one ball project in Be So Airy yarn, and this is going to be a knit bucket hat. It's very, very cute. I can't wait to wear it, and I'm excited to have it in this color. The color is called Midnight Black. Be So Airy yarn comes in tons of colors now. You can see so many beautiful colors on my website. Thanks Judy for posting a link to the colors. Oh, speaking of colors, this is a new color in Be So Sporty yarn. Hi Negri, good morning. Hi Mary. So this is I released 12 brand new colors of Be So Sporty yarn last week, and this is color Tango. I will try on the scarf. Obviously, once you put a headscarf on, your hair's not going to look very cute when you take it off, right? But that's just the way it goes. All right, so I'm trying an offset look, so I'm going to offset the fold in half a little bit. I fold it in half to get a triangle shape, but I thought I'd try offsetting it also because I wanted to be able to see that there's two layers. I thought that might be interesting. We'll see. It's super easy to put on and tie. I can't see the sun. All right, so this is going to be Catalina, the Catalina headscarf. It's a 20-inch square, more than enough to fold in half and wear as a headscarf. You could also wear it as a little neckerchief type scarf. You could fold it in half as well and tie it like this. It has lots of wonderful drapes, so it's super easy to tie, and you could tie it around your neck if you wanted to, like that. You could also pin it with a butterfly clip. Lots of ways you could even style this. Now, I did get tons of questions all over social media yesterday. What if I want to make something bigger in this stitch pattern? So I did, gotta put on one of my scarves again. Yeah, put this one back on. I'm sweating so much, I really don't, there's no reason to just sit here and sweat in the new scarf just to talk. I'll wear it the whole episode another time when I'm not sitting here sweating so hard. Anyway, yeah, once you commit to a hat or scarf, you kind of got to keep something on your head. I agree. Thanks, Faye. Okay, so we're going to do a little math this morning. And no way around it. Too many questions about what I can do, what people can do if they wanted to use this stitch pattern, but make something bigger to make something else. Too many questions came in yesterday that I have to address it. So those of you that don't want to hear the math, just glaze over it, I guess. Enjoy the view. Okay, so 20 by 20 is the size of this scarf. So what does that mean? It's 20 inches wide by 20 inches tall. If you want the centimeters, it'll be listed on the pattern. 20 inches by 20 inches. So we need to figure out the area of this. So the area of a square is length times width. 20 times 20 equals 400 square equals 400 square inches, okay? This took one entire ball of Be So Sporty yarn. So you're gonna get, if you do this gauge, this stitch pattern, you're going to get 400 square inches per ball. So quite a few questions about what if I want to do a shawl and what if I want to do a poncho. So shawl we'll talk about first. So this is a corner to corner construction style. So you start here with one pattern repeat and you increase up until you get to the widest point, and then you decrease down until you get back to one repeat of the pattern, okay? So let's say you want to make a triangle shawl. You could just, where that dotted line is, that's where you could kind of finish. So if you wanted to make a triangular shawl, you could follow this pattern and increase in pattern. Obviously the chart's not going to go as big as you want it to, but once you read the pattern and start following along, you'll understand how to keep going and keep increasing in pattern. So you would just keep going until you reached however wide you want your shawl to be, and you would stop. So let's come up with a reasonable size shawl. Let's say a 60-inch by 30-inch. Let's say you wanted this 60 inches wide by 30 inches long, okay? So that would be 60 by 30 is 1,800 divided by 2. So this is rough triangle math here now. So that would be 900 square inches. So 900 square inches, when we get 400 square inches per ball, would be approximately 2.5 to 3 balls of yarn. So at 2.5, there's no such thing. You'd have to round up to 3. So I would guess it would be a 3-ball project to do a shawl in this design, in this type of design. That's approximately 60 by 30. Now, if you want it bigger than that or smaller than that, you could adjust your yardage accordingly, but there's the math for it. And then I did get questions as well about how to do a poncho. So a poncho would be making a couple of big, wider pieces. And so someone mentioned a 40-inch by 20-inch, I believe, 40-inch by 20-inch rectangle for the front, and then a 40-inch by 20-inch rectangle for the back. So that would be 40 times 20 is 1,600. No, sorry. 40 by 20 is 800. I was doing 2 sets of math at once. So 40 by 20 would be 800 square inches per side, times 2 would be 1,600 square inches for 1,600 square inches for making both sides. So if you're getting 400 square inches per ball, 1,600, I would say, I didn't do this right. What did I do wrong? 4 times 2 is 800. Yeah, no, that's right, 4 balls. But since this is rough math, I would definitely round up on that and say 5 balls to make a poncho approximately that size. So hopefully that helps anybody who had questions about rough yardage estimates for making other sizes and other shapes in this design. Does anybody have any other questions about that? I've got my notebook and I've got my pen, so I can definitely keep doing some more math. I can hold this up again if anybody wants to take a screenshot of this math. Does anybody want to take a screenshot of that? If you're interested in the math, that is, or does someone have other requirements? Is there something else you'd like to, a different size? Do you want to see what, a bigger square for an Afghan, just a bigger square even for a square shawl? Just tell me what you want and I'll do the math for it again. Or if you think this is sufficient for you to figure out anything else you're thinking about, that's fine too. I'll just wait and see if there are any questions about this or anything else. What size Afghan, Lisa? And this is based on Be So Sporty yarn at 325 yards per ball. I'm not going to be able to do estimates for any other yarns or any other weights of yarn based on this math. That would be something else entirely different. But if Lisa's requesting an Afghan math yardage estimate, so give me a dimension. What do you say, like 80 inches by 80 inches? Okay, 40 by 60. All right. So let's get another sheet of paper here. And so 40 inches by 60. Okay, so here's our 40 by 60 inch rectangle, and we'll do 4 times 6 is 24, 0, divided by 400 would be 8, right? 8 times 4 is 32. 6 times 4 is 24. So that would be approximately 6 balls. But because this works out as perfectly even math, and this is not perfectly even math, it's an estimate, I would always round up. So I would say 7 balls for a 40 by 60 Afghan. Now, to do a rectangle is actually something completely different in corner to corner. So if you have a pattern that's already designed for corner to corner, that's great. But this pattern is going to give you instructions for doing a square and a triangle. 45 by 45. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could do more math. Okay, so 45, but I'm going to have to, I don't know what 45 by 45 is off the top of my head. It's 25, 22, 0, 20, 16, 18, 5, 2. Okay, so that's a 45 by 45 inch square is approximately, is 2,025 square inches, divided by 400 is going to be just over 5 balls. So 5 plus balls, there's no way to do a partial, so I would say 6 balls. So I will hold this up if anybody wants to screenshot that as well. And if you don't get a chance to do the screenshot, you could always come back and watch the recording and screenshot it as well. Okay. Is that good? Is everybody happy with that information now? Does that give you an idea? Now this is based on the gauge I got with a 4mm crochet hook, and this is based on Be So Sporty yarn, which is 325 yards per ball, with a 4mm hook at the gauge I got, which you will see that in the pattern. If your gauge is different, if you're using different yarn, in different yardage of yarn, all of these numbers completely change. This is yarn and this gauge. But it's all still valuable information because you totally make a triangular shawl and just make it bigger and bigger and bigger and skip. You would just do the first half of the pattern, which is increasing up from this point, and you would just increase to the widest point of whatever size shawl you wanted. The yardage estimates based on the math that I'm doing this morning. That's something entirely different. Any questions? Great. Judy says it's great info. Wonderful. I am happy to help. I'm happy to do the math for anything anyway. You know how much I love math, but I'm happy to help demystify anything that I possibly can with my experience. Great. Nancy says it helps her a lot too. Wonderful. Yeah, I think it's really great that you actually get, you know, a couple patterns in one. Once you read this chart and read the instructions, you could totally use this for a triangular shawl. You don't have to make a bias diamond / square. You could totally use this to make a triangle shawl in any yarn. And because it just increases, you could just crochet it until you run out of yarn, or until you got to the size that you want. Super easy. Yeah, a rectangular shawl is different. You have, because we're increasing on both sides, and it would take a completely different chart, and I'm not going to do it for this pattern, but we could do it for another pattern. To do a rectangle, you would start with the triangle, and then as you increase in one, you would decrease on the other side until you get to a certain point, and then you would decrease on both sides. So doing a rectangle in corner to corner ends up being more of a parallelogram, a rhombus. I can't remember what shape that's called. Not a trapezoid. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of those diagonal rectangles. So it isn't a perfect rectangle, but it is possible, and it requires increasing on one side and decreasing on the other side once you've gotten your triangle width, the width that you want it to be. So the short side of your rectangle would be determined by the widest part of the triangle. It sounds complicated. It's not as complicated as it sounds. But like I said, it's a whole different animal, so I won't be doing that in this pattern. This pattern is done, and it has plenty of information, including a square and a triangle. Any other questions? And a quick reminder, if you haven't gone and entered to win this week's giveaway, you want to hop over to Create, Share, Inspire episode 895, and when you get there, you can leave a comment. Doesn't matter what the comment says, nothing special you have to say in it. One comment per person, please, and you will be entered to win Be So Baby yarn this week. I will be randomly choosing 5 winners from episode 895 on Thursday's episode, and Judy's posting a link to it right now. If you want to leave a comment on that video, you'll be entered to win Be So Baby yarn, and I'll be choosing 5 winners this Thursday on Giveaway Thursday.